Good morning. Let us start the lecture of Embedded Systems DET 3102. Course outcomes. Students will be able to select the relevant microcontrollers for various industrial applications. Students will be able to use the embedded C programming language to maintain the embedded system. Students will be able to interpret the communication standards of embedded systems. Students will be able to develop basic applications of the embedded system. Students will be able to interpret features of real-time operating systems. Yesterday we have seen the 8051 microcontroller review. We have revised the things which are related to 8051. 8051 architecture, salient features of the 8051 microcontroller is discussed, which is the part of the syllabus of microcontroller applications in the 4th semester. You have already studied MAA. 8051 architecture, if you consider, it is 8051 is a 8-bit CPU on chip. Clock oscillator is there. 4 kilobyte internal program memory is there, which is called code memory because programs are written on that. ROM is a read-only memory, which is once read, power supplies goes off, it will be retaining the memory. And 128 byte of internal data memory is also there, that is the RAM. Okay, 8-bit CPU is there, then clock oscillator is on chip, 4K of the code memory is there, which is a ROM. 128 byte of the internal data memory is there, that is the RAM. Random access memory is a memory in which whenever the power supply goes off, the RAM will be erased. It will not hold the data. It is 128 byte. So this 120 byte is divided into different usages, that types. We can check those. We have checked this yesterday. 64 kilobyte external memory can be added externally if we require. Okay, 64 kilobyte external memory program memory address space is provided, and accordingly external data memory address space 64 byte external memory can be added. Okay, program memory or data memory. You can use it as a program memory, you can use it as a data memory. Then 32-bit 32 different bidirectional IO lines are there. 32 IO lines are there. Those can be used as a 4 8-bit ports. There are different 4 ports are there. Port 0, port 1, port 2, port 3. 4 ports. Each port will have 8-bit or 8 lines. So a bunch of 8 line is called port. So 4 ports will be there of 32-bit bidirectional IO lines. 32 bidirectional IO lines. So these can be addressed with the port, or these can be addressed individually. 32 individual addressable IO lines are there. Individual means only port particular line can be addressed. Addressed means what? It can be written or read. It can be written or read. Data can be written on single line, or data can be read from single line, or data can be written on the port 8 lines, or data can be read from the port all 8 lines in the single instruction. So single instruction can write or read all the 8 lines, all the port, complete port, or single line, individual line. So there are two 16-bit timer counters are there, T0, T1, and it is full duplex serial data receiver transmitter. Full duplex serial data receiver transmitter is there. Okay, full duplex means simplex and duplex, 2 types. Simplex means one become transmitter or receiver only. It can only transmit, it can only receive. That is simplex. Duplex, it can become transmitter and it can become receiver. The other side also, if it is duplex, it can become transmitter as well as receiver. 2 devices are connected, isn't it, for serial communication. If two devices are connected for serial communication, one device becomes transmitter only, second device becomes receiver only, it is called simplex. Both the device can become transmitter as well as receiver, it is called duplex. Duplex can be of two types. One is half duplex, full duplex. Half duplex means whenever one device is becoming transmitter, second device becomes receiver, and whenever second device becomes transmitter, then first device becomes receiver, and they are mutually exclusive, one at a time. If it is becoming transmitter, it cannot receive. It become receiver, it cannot transmit. Okay, this is called half duplex. It is simplex on both the side. One device can be one simplex, other device can also be one simplex communication. For full duplex, simultaneously one device can be transmit and receive. Similarly, other side device also simultaneously receive and transmit. This is full duplex. There are 4 register banks with 8 registers in each bank. There are 16-bit program counter, PC, and data pointer, DPTR. There are 8-bit program status word, PSW. Okay. Program status word, PSW. 8-bit stack pointer is there. 6 vector interrupt, 6 interrupts are there. 5 vector interrupt structure is there. Reset is also there, which is not considered as interrupt. 8051 CPU consists of 8-bit ALU with register like accumulator, A, B register, PSW register, SP register, 16-bit program counter, stack pointer. Okay. So ALU can perform arithmetic and logic functions on 8-bit variables. ALU can perform arithmetic and logic functions on 8-bit variables. Okay. ALU is for performing arithmetic operations and logical operations. Arithmetic functions and logical functions. Arithmetic are addition, subtraction, multiple, division, isn't it? Logical means yes or no, 1 or 0, true or false operations. Whether the logic is true or whether logic is false. 8051 has a 128 byte of internal RAM which is divided into registers. Working register 0, 0 to 1F are the addresses, and then bit addressable memory area is there. 20 to 2F bit addressable memory is there. General purpose memory area, it is called scratchpad memory, which is having the address 30 to 7F. This is the architecture. CPU is there, oscillator is there online, then there are bus. These are the internal bus which is having the bus control. Then there will be the ROM, on-chip ROM of the for the program code. It is code memory, and then there is a RAM. It is the data memory. There are the 2 timers, 0 and 1. There is a serial port, transmit receiver. It is full duplex. There are 4 ports, 4 IO ports. Each port will have 8 lines. So 32 lines are there for the input output. Then there are interrupt controller. So interrupt facility is also there. So if you compare 8051, 8052, 8031, 8751, we can have the ROM 4K for 8051. For 52 it is 8K, 30 it is not available, and 51 it is 4K but UEEPROM. If you compare the RAM, 128 byte of the RAM is there for 8051, 8031, 8751, but 8052 it is 256 byte. Timers are also 2 for all these controllers except 8052 it is 3, having 3. IO pins are 32 for all the 4. Serial ports are port is 1 for all the 4 controllers. Interrupt are 6 for 3 controllers, 8051, 8031, 8751, but interrupt are 8 for 8052. Watchdog timer are not there for any of the controller except 8031. So data memory structure of 80 microcontroller, if you consider, internal data memory of 8051 is divided into 2 groups. One is a set of 8 register and remaining is a scratchpad memory. These 8 registers are R0 to R7 and their addresses may be 00H to 07H is used to access the register 0 to R0 to R7. Other registers, other than registers R0 to R7, rest is called scratchpad memory. So 00H to 7FH is the internal data memory, and 80H to FFH is a SFR, which SFR is nothing but special function registers. So as we know, 00 to 7F is the internal data memory we have discussed previously, and addition to that, SFR space is also there, special function register pair space is there, 80H to FFH. So data memory structure 8051 microcontroller, if you consider 8051 provides 4 register banks. Each bank will have 8 registers. So such 4 banks are there, 4 register banks are there, 4 banks are there, register banks. One register bank is having 8 register. Second register bank is having 8 register. Third is having 8 register. Fourth is having 8 register. Total 32 registers are there. So 4 banks are there. Only one register bank can be used at a time. Out of 4 register banks, one is used. Register bank selection can be done. Which bank to be used can be done. That selection can be done by 2 bits in the PSW, program status word. And the register bank will have the address range. Suppose register bank 00H to 07H. Similarly, register bank 1 address range is 08H to 0FH. Register bank 2 address range is 10H to 17H. Register bank 3 address range is 180H to 1FH. Then we'll have the data memory structure 8051 microcontroller. The concept of 4 register banks is very useful. Where it is useful? It is useful in features like serving the interrupts. What is interrupt? Whenever the external circuit requires the attention of microcontroller, it will raise the interrupt. Once the interrupt is raised on the microcontroller has to attend that interrupt and serve the interrupt routine. Means what? Whenever the signal appears on the interrupt pin, microcontroller has to stop the current program, put that program counter on the stack for further use, for further referencing, go to the service routine. Service routine means program for that particular interrupt. Somewhere it is stored at particular location, and that location is called vector. So it has to go to the vector of the interrupt, okay, interrupt vector, and execute that program, and at the end of that program return is written as it is given the command as return. So it will return to main program. So when interrupt appears, it is executing first the original program, main program, or whatever the current program. So interrupt comes, it leaves the current program and stores the current program counter, that is the address of the current program presently available, to the stack and goes to the interrupt service routine of which the interrupt has appeared. It executes that interrupt service routine. At the end of the interrupt service routine, the return command is there. So due to that command, it returns to the current program previously it was running, takes the program counter from the stack, loads into the program counter register, and from that point onwards it continues execution of remaining program of the current program. This is called interrupt routine, interrupt service routine. Okay. So the feature is that whenever there is a service of the interrupts, the interrupt program uses one bank interrupt program, and the interrupt service routine ISS access other bank. So two different banks are accessed, so that there will be separate register banks given to for better performance. So four bank helps in functioning the nested interrupt. Suppose two banks are used like this. Again two are there. In case of nested interrupt, it can be more helpful. Nested interrupt we have seen yesterday that one interrupt is assigned again 8 more interrupts. Second interrupt is again assigned 8 more. So it will become more interrupts, 64 interrupts. So second level of interrupts. So four banks can be used in functioning of nested interrupts. So four register banks are there other than register bank area. It is called scratchpad area. In scratchpad area 20 to 7F is there. Again from 20 to 2F 16 byte or 128 bits are used as bit addressable RAM. What do you mean by bit addressable RAM? RAM can be byte addressable. Byte means complete 8 bit at a time. One address comes, it either reads or writes complete 8 bit. It is called byte addressable. But sometimes a single bit can be read or single bit can be written into the memory. This is called bit addressable. Okay. So it is having 8051 is having the provision that single bit can be read or single bit can be written. Okay. So 20 to 2F is the address range where 16 byte or 128 bits are used as a bit addressable RAM. Okay. And it is shown here. The register bank area internal data memory organization is how it is shown in this figure. Register bank is there 00 to 00H to 1FH. Register banks are there. 4 register banks are there. After that 1F there will be 20H. 20H to 2FH is having bit addressable area. Individual bits can be addressed. Then from 30H to 7FH, rest of the RAM area is there. Scratch pad it is called. And in case of this first register bank area 00H to 1FH, the details are shown here. Register bank 0, register bank 1, register bank 2, register bank 3. For register bank 000H to 07H is there, address range. For register bank 108H to 0FH, address range is there. Register bank 2 10H to 17H is there. Register bank 3 18H to 1FH is there. Then data memory structure of 8051 is also there. Data memory structure of 8051 microcontroller is there. Okay, that data memory structure is bit addressable. It is bit addressable. Okay, so due to this bit addressable, individual bits can be addressed. So register bank is there R0, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, R7. Similarly, the scratchpad area for 16 bytes, 128 bits are there. Though individual bits can be addressed. Bit address will be 20H to 2FH. Okay. So now we'll go. This is the just for the revision, because we have you have already studied this into the your previous syllabus of 4th semester. Okay, and now in this semester, in 4th semester, what you have done in the practical case or practicals or experiments is you are knowing that you have studied the 8051 in detail, the architecture and details of all these details of the 8051, and At the same time, you have programmed the 8051 in the ASM, assembly language. Mnemonics you are used, and you have programmed it, isn't it? And in the assembly language. But with the help of higher level language, C-like language, embedded C-like language, one can program the 8051 microcontroller. Okay. So as we have programmed or we can program the 8051 at assembly level language, ASM language, we can also program the 8051 at higher level language, using the higher level language. Okay. What is there in that higher level language programming is, we are having suppose embedded C we are using, many program language we can use. Generally embedded C programming is used. Okay. Generally the embedded C programming is used. So embedded C programming embedded C programming is used generally. Lot of the examples, if you check, generally embedded C programming will be used. So in embedded C programming, C compiler is there. That C compiler converts this embedded C program into ASM program. Okay. So basically 8051 is programmed in the assembly level only. Okay. But there is some software environment which is created such that there will be editor in which we can edit the program at higher level, and that program we can after editing that program we can compile it with the compiler, and that compiler will convert that higher level language into the as ASM language. Okay. So the ASM language converted mnemonics or commands are there, lower level language, those will appear as the executable file, exe file, and then that exe file we can write into the ROM of the 8051. Okay. And in this way, in the program area, if we write the ASM file, then we can execute that 8051 can execute that as a program. So this embedded C is facilitating us to write the program in higher level language, and that compiler of that embedded C converting higher level language program into ASM program, and that ASM program we can upload into the or write into the ROM of the microcontroller 8051. Okay. So in this way the conversion will be there, higher level language to lower level language, and it will facilitate us to write easily the program. Because in the lower level language, assembly level language, it becomes little tedious to write the difficult to write the programs for the 8051. So I think you understood now what is the use and concept of this higher level language C programming language, embedded C programming. Embedded C programming language is English like language, higher level language, and there we can write the commands in the English like words, and it becomes more easier to write the program. Once you written the program, we compile it. Microvision Kill compiler is there. So with that compiler we compile it, so it will convert higher level program into the ASM and machine language afterwards. Okay, so ultimately the exe file is created, executable file, .exe file. That file is in the machine level language only, so which can be written into the ROM, because it is the code memory, isn't it? So once it is written into the RAM, it will get executed by the 8051. This is the concept. Okay. So you can directly code the 8051 in the ASM, convert it into machine language, machine code, and write it into the RAM. Or you can go for one software, or many softwares are there, and many higher level languages are providing the facility to program 8051. So generally and most popularly used is C language, embedded C language. That's why it is having lot of libraries also, uh, and it can be written the programs and can be used for writing the program and compiling. Macro vision kill assembler, this compiler is there available online. We'll check how to download it, how to use it, etc. now in this lecture. So kill compiler is there, which is embedded C program, having the embedded C program facility, and we can write the program into embedded C. Kill compiler will convert it into machine language. Okay, and it will give the file directly into machine language. We'll put that write that file into the ROM of the 8051. 8051 will execute. This is the method. Okay, so I have uploaded the I am having the YouTube channel on which I have uploaded how to search where this key is there in on the internet, and go to the website of the kill software, and how to get the software. There are a variety of the softwares, like for 251 2552, then other AVR microcontrollers, and then the Cortex microcontroller. So other different microcontroller are also having such facility of embedded C programming, and the packages available. Out of that, we are selecting, or we are downloading, we are taking the 8051 package, and then currently its version is some 9.6.0 A is there. Previously some previous version was there, so I was having the previous version software also, and now I have downloaded, today only I have downloaded and installed, and while installing I have prepared the YouTube video, and I have uploaded just now before lecture. I have uploaded the YouTube video. You might have checked, or otherwise you can check now. And for that purpose, we have late of 10-15 minutes for the lecture. I was uploading the YouTube video for downloading and installation of the kill package. So I will just now run the same. You can check about it, how to search, how to find. Kill downloading. information regarding kill and how to download the kill. So if you search for KIL kill, and there is a download link, or you can go on this website and then you can go for the download link like this. So there will be product downloads. We are now dealing with the 8051. There are other products also there. MDK ARM is there, 251, C251 is, C166 is also there. So we are downloading now for 8051. So we have to fill this details and you can get the software. So पाठवतो म्हटलं दोन हो नाही पाठवतो म्हटलं. So this is the C51 development tool, classic and extended 8051 microcontroller. Here the version is 9.60A. Okay. So the kill C51 evaluation kit allows you to create program for 8051 derivatives. We can have a review of hardware. I will right click and open in the other window. So development tools are there, MDK, or computer requirements, etc. So these are the hardware requirements. Window operating system, whatever the hardware requirements supporting operating system, all these are there. And this is for other development kit also, or MDK and other development kit. Okay. So we can download now this C51V. C51 compiler is there, version is 9.60E. Okay. So 96 MB is there, so I will put it for downloading. Speed is quite nice, so it is getting downloaded very quickly. 93 MB is there, so 8 seconds, 6 seconds are left, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, and we'll check this into the download folder. Okay, it is completely downloaded, and now I am going into show in folder. This is the download folder. So look at this, your class attendance is there, class list. Okay, you be attentive for the classes. So I will launch from this download folder. Double click this. Do you want to allow this app to make changes in your device? I will put yes. And this setup program installs Scale 51 version 9.60. this setup program may be used to update a previous product installation. However, you should make a backup copy before proceeding. Now presently in this particular system, no kill is there, so no previous programs are available. So I will directly go to next, and I agree all these terms. I will put here the tick. I agree all the terms proceeding license agreement. So these are the all license terms. Okay. So you can read it carefully and then click the next. And this is the folder selection where select the folder where setup will install the files. Okay. So setup will install the files. So in this way, automatically it has chosen C:/kale v5. So he has created kale_v5 folder in the C directory. The C directory is having the operating system in it. So the same directory it has chosen. By default, it is chosen. So we'll keep this as it is, or we can have the customize the any other location or any other folder. So setup will install the Macrovision in the following folder. To install this to this folder, press next. To install to a different folder, press this browse. This is the browse, and select another folder. You can select another folder also by like this. I will cancel now. I will keep this as it is, and I will click the next. So I have to put the names. Email address, and the installation starts. So installation is going on, and installation is completed. Kale Macrovision setup completed. Kale C51 version 9.60a. The Macrovision setup has performed all the required operations successfully. So this is tick having show release notes. Okay, and this is tick having add example projects to recently used project list. So I will put both these ticks, and these ticks are available by default. If you don't want, you can remove this tick also like this. Okay, but I will keep both the ticks. So I will get the release notes, and I will see the release notes, and example projects recently used are automatically get added, and I will click the finish. Okay, I will click the finish. So these are the release notes. Release notes are there. Release note C51 8051 development toolkits. So these release notes are available in C::kale_v5/C51/HLP help HLP/release notes.htm. So in my system, in this system where I have installed this package, in the same system where the package is installed in C:/kale_v5, this is the folder where the package is installed. In same folder, the C51 folder is there, in that HLP folder is there, in that release notes.htm file is there. If you double click that file also, you will get the same. Okay, and all the information release notes are available in this file. Just check it. It is a very long document, and again this document is having many links. Lot of links are there, and if you click those links, you will get the online online available information. Okay, so this is just for your information, the release notes. Okay, so what's new in C51 example program? Suppose example programs, if you have, these are the example programs. Okay, so on the same document the links are there as example program, suppose. So these are the example programs, and same way some other links are there which are available on the internet. Okay, peripheral simulations are there, technical support is there. Okay, so if you go for peripheral simulations, you can have the simulations, complete simulation here. Okay, MacroVision Debugger provides a complete simulation for CPU and on-chip peripherals on embedded devices. You can go this way to understand the facilities and availability with the facilities there on. So these are the example programs. Example programs include in the C51 examples folder. Okay. Demonstrate how to use the MacroVision Project Manager and Debugger. See the MacroVision Quick Start Guide for the details. Please refer to this if you are new to the tools and want to get started quickly. Okay, so this is the node where it is C51 examples. So if you want to check it, we'll go to the C drive. On the C drive there is a kill underscore v5 folder. It has created while the installation. If you go in this, there will be C51 folder. In that C51 folder, HLP is there for help, just we discussed, and examples folder is also there. So in example folders, these are the many type of the examples. Okay, so ASM examples are there. Okay. Then hello example is there. Okay. Displaying hello. Then major, and then maxim. Many examples are there. Some benchmarks are there. Okay. Blinky example, codec. So you can check all these examples. And in this help, there are release node.htm. There is a release node.htm file is there, and this file, if you double click, it will be available for our information. So this same file is there. Sorry, you can check. This is the release node 51. This is launched while installation, and this is I have just clicked to get it again launched. Okay, so this is in the C, local C, kill underscore v5 C51 HLP. Okay, so in C51 many other files are there. In that example is also there, and many examples are available. Okay, so this is about the installation, and after installation you will have this particular shortcut on the this desktop, and you can double click it so that it will be launched. Okay, so this is launched now. C kill C51 examples. Okay, and there is a one hello project is also there. Now we'll check it. It's programming and compilation. Okay, so for time being, we'll stop here. Thank you. Good afternoon. Let us start the lecture after the mid-semester examinations, MSc. This is Embedded System D83102. English like words we are used into the embedded C program, and embedded C program we can write the program into C language, just like C language. C language is whatever the commands are there, whatever the instructions are there in the C language, very similar instruction are there in the embedded C language, and according to the requirement embedded C language, somewhat instructions are modified or changed, and but those are very similar to the C languages. Those who are knowing the C language, very same structures of language constructs are there in the embedded C also. So we are going to see some of the programs of 8051 in embedded C, and last time we have executed the program in the ASM. So here now in this subject you are going to execute same programs, similar programs, or any other programs in the embedded C, and you can go for the your minor projects also, your major projects also on the 8051 kit. Okay, so very some small kit is necessary for the students for performing these practicals. We are having in our laboratory some of the kits. You can purchase the kit. Some 200-300 rupee kit is there, which is having the power supply connection, then data connection, cable connection for programmer, then IC sockets are IC socket is there for 89C51 or 8051 IC, and then port connectors are there, which can we can connect the port buses or cables to the PCB. General purpose PCB is there. Side to that we can have the circuit connections also, and the main PCB is there, and on that PCB the crystal is there, power supply is there, then buzzer is there, other some capacitor resistors are there. So basically what we have to do is we have to use this 100-200 rupees kit along with the IC. IC is also 50 to 100 rupees IC is there, 8051 IC, 89C51 IC. So 100 rupee IC, 100 rupee kit is there, or 200 rupee kit. So this kit 200-300 rupees if you are having with you, you can program it, but you require the programmer in this case, okay, to write the program into the IC. So in case of open source software and hardware, we have seen there is Arduino kit, and if Arduino kit is with us, we directly can connect the Arduino kit to the personal computer, and we can directly we can use the Arduino IDE for programming, and we can directly download the program into the IC in the kit. So no extra other programmer is required. So programmer is a circuit which is used to write the program from the PC to the IC, 8051 IC. So 8051 IC is having 4K program memory or code memory, isn't it? 4K code memory is there in the 8051, and 128 byte RAM is there. So we are not writing anything into RAM. RAM is used while a program is executed, while a program execution is going on, RAM is used as the registers, etc. But ROM is there, which is called code memory. Into that code memory we are writing the program. Then how to write it? In case of Arduino in open source software hardware, Arduino IDE is there. IDE means integrated environment, development environment. So this integrated development environment IDE, which is a software package which is having the facility to get connected with the COM port, and we select the COM port USB port, and we can directly from that software we can directly download to the development board IC, that is microcontroller, isn't it? So same is there, not there in this case. So we have to have program writing circuit, which is called programmer, which is available in our laboratory. So we can write the program in the kill programming, and we have to compile it, make its executable file. Then this executable file is selected, and that is written into the 8051 or 89C51, both are same ICs. So into that IC's ROM, read only memory. Okay, so the file is written into the IC's ROM. Okay, so 8051 IC ROM is there, and to that ROM the file is written. Okay, so this is the process. So we have to write the program in the higher level language, we have to compile it, then we have to generate the executable file. After compiling, software generates the executable file. We have to identify that file. So this is the file we have to write. Then use the programmer, connect the programmer to the PC, and into that programmer we are placing the IC 8051, and then after placing the IC we use that program to transfer the exe file, executable file, into the ROM of the IC through that programmer. So programmer writes the program into the 8051 IC. So this is the process. Okay, so in this way we have to transfer the program executable file into the 8051 ROM. Okay, so then the 8051 can be placed into the circuit, and we can use that into the circuit for different purposes. The port access is there, then that connections, external circuits we can connect, then whatever external circuit application you want, we can connect to this, attach to this IC or the circuit. So this is the method. So we require the programmer in between. Now in kill software we can write the program, and we can simulate the program. We can execute the program, and we can check the port outputs on the available facility into the that software package. So just like in the Arduino case, in the open source software hardware, we have seen that we can connect the Arduino board to the computer, and we can transfer the program, and you can check that Arduino board outputs. And if we are not having Arduino board, we can execute the program, and we can check it in on the COM port. Okay, monitor, COM monitor. Similarly, or we are having other simulation softwares also, like Tinkercad is also there. I have shared with you the link which explains how to use the Tinkercad on PC, or even we can use the Tinkercad on the mobile also, isn't it? So in this way these are the simulations. So on mobile we can have the Arduino program executions, but in this case we have to go for the simulations to check the simulation on the PC. Okay, so we have installed the kill software package, and in that we can execute the program, write the program, execute the program, and after executing the program, we can check the various outputs, various the contents of the registers, what is the PSW content is there, what is the accumulator content is there, A register, B register, what are the R0, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, R7 contents are there, what are the scratchpad contents are there, bit addressable area if you are using, what are the contents, we can check this in the simulation. So how to do the simulation, how to check this, we can check it one by one. So as the uploaded video is not showing all the details, so I will correct it and again re-upload the video to download and install the kill software or kill package from the uh, website. Okay, so how to download it, how to install it, everything I will check what are the deficiencies in that particular, which components we are not uh, collected in the video. So accordingly I will recollect it and upload it in the evening, so that at least you can download it, those who are having the facilities of the say laptop or PC desktop, you can download it and you can install it on your systems, and you can directly start the programming. How to program it, how the project is to be initiated, how to write the program, examples of the programs, which files are to be included, and all these details we will check. Okay, and here we can see the such type of the programs. Okay, so these programs also we'll check afterwards. Okay, so various programs we'll understand what are the different programs are there, and we can check these programs, understand these programs, and then we can write these programs into the kill, and we can then execute these programs by simulation. At least by simulation you are able to observe the outputs. We'll try to understand how the execution is there, what are the outputs are there, why these outputs are like that, what are their then values in that those particular registers, etc. We'll check it one by one. Okay, so that our practical portion also will be covered. You are able to do the practicals in case of both this open source software and hardware and embedded system. At least simulations we can do on our own. Okay, so in this way we'll plan. Now by mistake it is not captured into the video. I will recollect the video again and I will upload it in the evening, so you can check this video afterwards also. Now what we have to do is, first only I will show you the how to search the software, how to download it, and after downloading how to install it, details of installation, and after installation how to use it, that will be in the next suppose video or practical, you can say. So then afterwards there will be how to use it, what are the different components, what are the different facilities, how to seek the help, and once you know how to use it, then we will go for the different practicals, different programs. So three steps will be there. One is how to download and install it, second is how to use it, and third is actual running of the practicals, simulation of the practicals. In this way we will go. So first step, today I will upload on the YouTube. I have uploaded, but it is not captured all these activities on the PC. I will try to capture all this again and will upload it. I will upload it. You can check till evening. And second thing is we will understand how to use it. And third thing will go for the examples, that is the software practicals, okay, programs we can say. So for today we can stop here now. Tomorrow we will again meet. So thank you. Your ping receipts are available with me. If you want for uploading or use of it, you can collect. Otherwise, they are safe with me. Anytime, whenever you come in this semester, next semester to the college, then you can collect it anytime. Don't worry, they are with me. It is in the safe custody. So anytime you can collect it. Okay. Thank you. Now you can disperse.